Balancing an investment portfolio can sometimes feel like walking a tightrope. For Pemodalan Nasional Berhad, sometimes it is not just about the returns, but also helping corporate Malaysia on the whole through governance, the effectiveness of the board, and whether their value creation plan aligns with what PNB expects from them.
We spoke to Datuk Rahman of PNB. He's the president and the group CEO of PNB, and he talked to us about how perhaps not many people would realise that they are actually a very big institutional fund which makes up about 10% of the market cap of Bursa Malaysia, and hence because of that they are able to be in the driver's seat in terms of driving corporate Malaysia to deliver better returns.
Lee explains that one of the ways that PNB plans to do so is by being more present in terms of shareholder activism. PNB groups the companies they invest in into two main categories: strategic companies where they are holding the majority, example Maybank, Syme and Sapura Energy; core companies where PNB has invested 1 billion or more or they have a 10% stake, example Tenaga and Gamuda.
Naturally, when they have a higher stake in these companies, it means that they have a bit more say, and they say that they are now very clear on what they expect of these investee companies to do. From there, they will present to them, or they will present to the board what they expect of the board in terms of returns.
But what then of investee companies that clearly have issues?
So as for Sapura, Datuk Rahman did mention that he believes that Sapura will survive, and in terms of whether they would pump more money into the company because Sapura will need it going forward, he says that they believe they've done their part during the first capitalisation exercise, and for prudence they have a single company investment limit, so where they do not want to exceed their investment guardrails. So in other words, he's telling us that they will probably not pump more money into Sapura anymore. PNB also has a property portfolio. It is 7% of its total asset allocation, and one of the newest addition to PNB's portfolio is of course the Menara Merdeka 118. Present at this interview was also Datuk Rick, who is the Deputy President and Group Chief Executive of PNB. He told us that he acknowledged that there is a glut in the office space in the Klang Valley. However, he said it's important to distinguish between good offices and bad offices. So for Menara Merdeka 118, it's already 70% tenanted, where another remaining 30% is all about looking for the right tenant.
Lee points out that while PNB is aware that it has an issue with some legacy property assets, the fund has been working to identify which ones deserve extra investment and which ones they are putting up for sale. The good news is PNB says that there are not many of those so-called low-quality legacy properties left for the chopping block.